Here's what's going on between Donald Trump Jr. and Chelsea Clinton, in short, complex, and loaded with symbolism. What Chelsea Clinton said. In a recent op-ed for USA Today and follow-up posts, Chelsea criticized Donald Trump's decision to demolish the historic East Wing of the White House to build a massive ballroom. She wrote, "Although I spent many of my formative years living in the White House, I always knew it wasn't my house. The White House belongs to the American people, and that's why we call it the People's House." She acknowledged that presidents have authority to renovate but stressed that stewardship matters. What's being dismantled today isn't just marble or plaster, it is a reflection of how easily history can be erased when power forgets purpose. She raised concerns that the demolition is being done without apparent historic preservation review or involvement of historians, a point she found unsettling. In other words, Chelsea framed the demolition not simply as an architecture matter but as a broader issue of symbolism, heritage and democracy. Trump Jr.'s response. Donald Trump Jr. fired back publicly and sharply. On social media he told Chelsea to sit this one out. He accused the Clintons of past misdeeds, for example referencing the reported return of furniture and silverware after the Bill Clinton presidency. He also invoked the Monica Lewinsky scandal in a crude manner, framing Chelsea's critique as hypocritical in light of her family's history. Essentially, his response attempted to pivot the argument away from the current issue, the demolition, to past controversies of the Clinton family. Why this matters. The East Wing has been historically tied to First Lady's offices, staff and legacy. The demolition for a new ballroom reportedly costing hundreds of millions and said to be privately funded has raised preservationist alarms. Chelsea's critique frames the building as public heritage, not the private property of any occupant. Her concern ties into broader debates about how public institutions should be treated. Trump Jr.'s retort reflects the polarity of American politics, especially how symbolic issues, historic buildings, traditions become proxy fights for identity, partisanship and legacy. It also highlights how tensions between these political families continue long after their presidencies. The rhetoric is less about the physical building, and more about values, oversight, legitimacy and public trust. Bottom line, Chelsea Clinton argues that tearing down the East Wing goes beyond construction, it represents a disregard for history and public stewardship. Donald Trump Jr. responded with a deflection, attacking her family's past rather than engaging with the preservation substance. The clash isn't just about bricks and mortar, it's about how power, legacy and public property intersect.